Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Here we are out with the TRF and also with North Yorkshire's finest. We're out on a proactive policing event today. We'll be rendezvousing with the access officers of the Yorkshire Dales National Park and also riding with North Yorkshire Police as we go across the Dales today. So as always, in fine biking buddies fashion, grab yourself a brew, grab yourself a beer, strap yourselves in and come with us on this week's Biking Buddies upload. Let's roll VT.
Where do you go when you're young, when you're restless, when you're fun, cause you're desperate? Oh, here they come for a chance, for adventure. What's your poison, what's your pleasure?
Okay, so as we just transition from Wensleydale across into Swaledale, just a little bit of a disclaimer kind of per se, as it were. As you saw there in the opening section of the video when I was explaining what we're about today, what we're up to, we have been invited by the Yorkshire Dales access officers and the Yorkshire Police to come out on this proactive event. And yes, I did expressly ask and request beforehand what the protocol was with videoing, with recording, and obviously we can do that in a public space, there's no issue with that. However, there are certain sections that we won't be filming for obvious reasons. If we do come across any customers, as the Yorkshire Police like to call them, that require a little bit of a conversation or potentially dealing with at the side of the road, then we won't be filming that. We're not a series of police interceptors. This is all about proactive, positive police work in promoting this beautiful, utterly stunning area that we've got. I mean, look at this. Why would you not love to be out here? Well, obviously you do, and we are. What a beautiful descent that we've got down into Swaledale. So I believe the general plan is we are riding as a onesome, as a group, and then we're going to split off at a certain point. Yeah, we're going to split off at a certain point and then just head ourselves in slightly different ways, just given the different terrain and different bike types that we've got. I believe this lane is called Barder. It's one that we had a tree down on, and the TRF came out under the Pathkeeper scheme and helped to clear it. It does get quite muddy and sloppy at the bottom, I believe. I've only ever done this lane once, and I did it with Leo, and it was incredibly wet that day. We hit this section at the bottom here, and I kid you not, we were virtually headlight deep down in the bottom, so this looks like it's going to be a little bit sloppy and claggy. And there we can see the tree ahead of us that has been cleared. Wow, this is very slippy. Yeah, it's interesting to see no water in here, that is for sure. But this is the tree that was kindly cleared by the TRF and opened that lane up. And here we are, just regrouping ourselves. Okay, so this sees us out on Redmire, and this is ultimately where we're going to split the two groups. So one PC officer, Chris, is going to lead off with another group, and we've got Vinny steering ahead with us in our group. We've got an absolutely beautiful day, but man alive, it is crisp and cold today. Temperatures hovering kind of between 3 and 5 degrees. But it's dry. It's been a very dry week, and you can see from the trail and also that last trail that we've just done that we're normally kind of knee deep in water, just how incredibly dry the trails are, which is superb indeed. No, I do really enjoy this lane. It's just a nice, there's absolutely nothing challenging on this lane whatsoever, but it is just a nice, gentle work through the trees. We're right on the back edge now of the autumnal colours. So yeah, most of them have now shed, most of the leaves have now shed from the trees, but you just get this beautiful little undulation across this trail. Just follows the escarpment along, just following that contour line, and it's a nice, just rhythmic flow as you go. And the nice thing about this time of year is, aside of the fact that it's not very busy with other people, obviously we are respecting those shared spaces, is the fact that we don't have the flies and the bugs that we ordinarily have in the summer months that just fill your helmet within the first kind of 20 seconds worth of riding. Good little spot for lunch, that, by all accounts. And you can see how gorgeous this is any time of year. It's lovely in the summer, of course, but in the autumn, this is an absolutely beautiful lane to ride. Heart Attack Hill on the T7. And yeah, obviously it's been regraded, as we can see. It used to be, looking at that trail down to the right there where the water drainage is, that's what it used to be like. He said, clicking into this stuff straight away. Get up and on your feet. Wow. Cheers, boys. Thank you. Wow, that was a challenge. Challenge and a half. Yeah. Okay, so here we are pretty much at the top of Heart Attack Hill. Never thought I'd say that with the T7, but certainly, as you've seen there, the bulk of it has been regraded, apart from that really rocky section in the middle. The guys that we passed halfway up, that's where a little bit of proactive policing is going on, and that's obviously I've just maintained a respectful distance and just kept myself up the hill and a little bit out of the way. So our group's going to rejoin here, and that was one of those caveats that just don't get involved in stuff that we don't need to. We can just respectfully step out of the way. Nice one, Vinny.
It went clean over in front of us.
Did you? And that's it, just topping out over the top of Heart Attack Hill now. So yeah, very good, glad we did that. A little bit challenging there, as we saw in the middle section. But, you know, is that any harder than Summer Lodge? I think the rocks are more removable, whereas Summer Lodge is a lot looser. And Summer Lodge is continuous, where Heart Attack Hill, at the moment, it seems to be just that centre section. But that said, that may well change when we're into the winter months and the very wet weather that we will invariably get. And there we are, road section, superb. And that sees a very welcome lunch stop out of the way. Thank you very much to the Pennygarth in Hawes. They had laid on today some very hot beef stew, nice hearty meal for us without being too heavy, and a cappuccino to boot. So we're on our merry way now. We just clicked into a little bit of showery weather, so I do apologise. I'll try to keep the lens on the GoPro clear. And we're heading off to a new to me lane, which is a lane called Marset. Well, I'm not actually sure if that's the lane's name, but the little hamlet. This dead end road is called Marset, and this is the one where we predominantly ride through a little bit of a riverbed. I think there's a water splash as a prelude, and then we've got a good couple of hundred meters of riding through the riverbed, through the stream bridge. So I've never done this before. I've looked at it a few times, but every time I've thought about it, I've either been leading a ride, and I certainly wouldn't want to do it on my own in that context, or I've been riding plumb on my own, and again, I wouldn't want to do it in that context. So yes, many helping hands within the TRF, and it'll be interesting to see how we go today, looking at the water crossings of Marset. And here we are, Marset Hamlet. Well, the river level should be incredibly low, which it is, but that said, still makes it an interesting concept. Just respectfully through the farm property, and this is all brand new to me, so yeah, very Very interesting indeed. I don't like these polished stones at all. Oh, that's better. Drier stones, much better. And here's the first water crossing bit. And through we go. Oh, it's quite deep actually. Plenty of grip in the bottom, as DC said. Huh. Whoa, last little bit, foot down. Hard in your mouth. I did actually, yeah, it was okay. I see what you mean about that first dip. It's deeper, but there's a lot of grip. Yeah, a lot of grip. Now, would you look at this for review? I often see, you know, particularly when you're in the Dales or the Moors, and that's predominantly obviously where I ride, that you do need a little bit of inclement weather. You just need that moody sky. Sometimes it's quite dark and grey, cloudy in front of us, beautiful sunshine to our side, and behind us it's blue skies. Now obviously these weather fronts are just rolling through as the day progresses, but when you're riding on a trail like today, it is just absolutely incredible to have this diversity of scenery and diversity of weather. And here we are meeting and respecting those shared spaces, just backing the pace down a little and just acknowledging to other users that we've seen them. Good afternoon, thank you. Not sure the dogs were overly enamoured at our presence, but nonetheless we still backed that pace down and showed mutual respect. This bit of the trail here has suffered quite a bit with a lot of water runoff. You can see why they needed to do, or are needing to do, quite a bit of regrading. Okay, let's get caught up with the guys. Just a little bit of leapfrogging filming, always good fun, but it does put you very much behind the 8 ball, as it were. So here we are down to the road section, the last little tighter looser bit. Excellent stuff. And now you can just let the bike roll just under its own momentum, and away we go. So here we are through the village, just about to do our next little lane. This has got a bridge portage, and that's certainly one that I will take, only because the exit, not only, I don't like water per se, who am I kidding, but mainly because the exit is quite steep, quite narrow, and it is a very rocky exit. Now, one thing that I have noticed today that has been quite entertaining from you know, sitting back here behind our police riders as such is just the public relations and general reaction of members of the public. You know, we go past as trail riders and there is a little bit of stigma, whether we like that or not, and we do our level best to allay that stigma and be polite and have positive exchanges. However, yeah, the looks that Vinny has been getting as we've been riding past people has been quite interesting indeed. Moreover, that people, you don't know obviously, but it just looks, the body language looks like people are presuming that we're in trouble, and Vinny's actually out, well, he is working, but he's actually out working, and just holding us to account, etc. So that's been quite an eye-opener, riding out with a fully branded police bike and police rider as well. I often think this is one of those lanes that it's very benign, the lead in. It looks nothing of nothing, and you kind of come down here thinking, yeah, this is okay. Then you get to the water crossing at the bottom and you look at the exit point and you think, oh my life, that is incredibly steep, slippy, and cobbly. Now there won't be any water in here, of course, but yeah, it is quite a committed exit. So here we go, climbing up Morpeth Gate onto Pen Hill, which I normally refer to this as the West Whitton Trail. It's a lovely little lane, this one. I love it when we're on the top, but I also really enjoy the climb up as well. Once we're past the farm and we lose this kind of semi-metalled access road, as it were, it's nice just to get into that lane and just climb up onto this escarpment edge here and then work our way along following the contour to West Whitton Village. Got a couple of nice little jumps on this as well, so I'm just going to give myself a little bit of space between myself and Vinny. There's one. And there's another one just up here, I do believe. How bonny does this look, eh? Absolutely beautiful part of the world that we live in, and it's a real privilege coming out with the police and the PSOs today. It really is a privilege, and these guys get to work in this area. I know it's not all roses and blankets, as it were, and they do have to deal with some pretty horrific stuff, obviously, but I'm sure that days like today, certainly for us, kind of more than make up for that as well. And this is the last little push just up onto Pen Hill, or the West Whitton Trail as I often refer to it. You can see that bike spinning up, really struggling on those tyres. Let's get ahead and get a little bit of film in. That didn't quite work. Best laid plans. I thought we would have gone through the water. Never mind, not to worry. That was the only reason I flew ahead. Go, Kev, go. So we've maybe left the stingiest till last, if that is even a word. I'm not entirely sure if stingiest is the right combination of words, but not to worry. So yes, we're going to do a little lane that takes us up to Leyburn Village. I've got no idea what its official name is, but it's generally known as Leo's Lane for some reason. It is essentially just a dried up riverbed, and it does suffer quite badly in the summer months from lots of overgrowth, which shouldn't be too much of an issue today. It is quite a gnarly lane, and it is one that typically is very rocky. So it is very rocky, and it's going to be interesting to see how we get on with this lane today.
Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, Dave. Yep, straight up. And there we are. It's a good little lane, this one, but it is incredibly rocky. It's one you've really got to keep that momentum going. Not worry too much about the front wheel, I guess. Certainly on the bigger bike, that is, for sure. I think this is the worst bit, this little bit, and then once we're after this, we do clear off a little bit. Boulder Field. And then we're up, right, okay. Okay then folks, so that's the video done and dusted. We are here back at Richmond Police Station. What a fantastic day it's been. We've been out across the lanes, we've been doing some proactive work as well, just raising the profile of what the police do here, as well as the PCOs and also the National Parks Access Officers as well, working in conjunction with the TRF. So it's been an absolutely amazing day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then please do hit that subscribe button. That does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. And also give the video a like, give it a share, and if you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. But do me the courtesy of leaving a comment. I do my level best to reply to all of the comments, both positive and negative. So I'm going to bid you guys farewell. I've got to ride home now just before it gets dark. So from here in Richmond Police Station, thank you very much for your company. As always, guys, whatever you're doing, keep it safe, keep it shiny side up, and we will catch you for the next one. Cheers, folks. Bye now, bye.